Atypical George Hayward.
If a typical college experience is anything like what I've seen on TV, what I've seen at Penn State on a Friday night when I've been very lost, or what my dad tells me college should be like, despite how far removed he is, then I've had a very atypical college experience. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, Madam Contest Chair, family, friends, camera crew in the back, let me take you to the beginning. Not quite creation or when I was born. Important stuff happened here, yes. But when I became a freshman at Penn State just over 3 years ago, I knew right away it was going to be an atypical experience when I met my roommate, because he had a couple quirks. Now when I say quirks, I mean obsessions. One of which was scaring people. Now some of you might be thinking, whoa, that's creepy. Do I think that's creepy? Yes. Because he didn't do it the normal way. The normal way to scare someone, which we've all been a victim to, is when someone sneaks up on us. Ha! Right? That's normal. To some extent, right? But what my roommate liked to do is, let me rewind, he would sneak up on people and then just stand behind them. Until they noticed he was standing behind them. Could be hours sometimes. And I'd be in my room on the computer typing away. I left the door unlocked because I'm a trusting person. And all of a sudden I get the feeling something's amiss. What are you doing? What are you doing? Well, I had nothing else to do. And this was the next best option? We're in college, don't you have books? You can imagine what it was like living with him for a year. Very, very atypical. But it wasn't just my roommate that created this experience, right? It wasn't just the environment, it was what I did too, my own contributions. For example, I like to read, write, and study a lot. Okay, I'm in college, but here's where I deviate from the norm. Those exact 3 things are what I do for fun. Every day. So much so that my mailing address should be the library. And in fact, I'm trying to get it changed. Because I'm at that age now where all I get in the mail are bills anyway, and the library is a generous place. I just think it's worth a shot. I never know what can happen. Sometimes my friends ask me how I'm so motivated to just live at the library. Free house cleaning, for one, right? Someone's there cleaning it. And then I say, look, let me quote Thomas Edison for you. He once said, I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that do not work. 10,000 ways? Can you imagine if each way took him 2 minutes? That's 1,000,000 minutes. I didn't do the math. That's 1,000,000 minutes. Just one man. Just one man put toward achieving a goal. That's how I stay motivated. But coffee helps too. It does. It does. I also don't drink alcohol. And I've never had alcohol in my entire life. I cannot tell you how many times my friends at Penn State have asked me, why did you even come to Penn State then? They have academics too. I'm actually so naive when it comes to alcohol that I just recently found out, for the first time in my life, that what I thought was pronounced Merlot, it's actually pronounced Merlot. I'm so naive when it comes to alcohol. Just recently, if someone would have offered me 2 bottles of wine and said, George, you could have this bottle, it's 100 years old. Or you could have this one, just came out of the factory 20 minutes ago. Which one do you want? I'd say, give me the one that's 20 minutes old. Are you kidding me? 100 years? That's disgusting. Probably expired before the Titanic. I'm not touching. So despite being a senior at Penn State, almost 22 years old, neither the pressure from my peers nor the prevalence of alcohol, and trust me, there's a prevalence, has increased my desire to even try. I just like to be cognizant at all times of what's going on, because you never know when you need to recall something. Who's been there? Don't raise your hands. Don't want to embarrass anyone. Something else that I do is considered atypical is that I wake up early. Every day. And I don't mean college student early either, okay? Because I've been in class before at 11:15 in the morning, sitting down, a student has walked in, sweatpants on, all disheveled, sat down next to me, slammed a gallon of coffee on the desk. Gallon. looked at me and said, "Would you believe the nerve? The nerve? The nerve of this professor to have class this early." Early? Early! The sun will start descending soon. Are you sure it's early? Early! What time do you wake up, buddy? 5:30. We're not going to be friends. I'm okay. And these are just a few examples from my life that illustrate the same point. Although my college experience is viewed as atypical from many others, especially my contemporaries, this is typical to me. And I think that's okay. I'm not saying my way is right or better. It's just my way. And I think we all have our own unique ways about anything. In fact, I think we're all a little bit atypical. Just a little. Maybe it's how you dress. Some people in this room. Maybe it's how you give presentations up here. Some people in this room. Maybe it's how you raise your kids. Some people in the next room. But we're all a little atypical. And I just think if we recognize and embrace that uniqueness in ourselves and in others, it's more rewarding and fulfilling than repressing it, as if there was something wrong with us. Because there's not. It's just human. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, like a fine wine that I've never tried, I've matured enough to know that being atypical is okay. And if anyone wants to dispute that, I'll be at the nearest library tomorrow at 6 a.m.